Hey there, what's up you guys? It's me, your boy JD, and welcome to the channel. And for today's episode, what I do have for you guys is a little bit different for my Lazada 1010 find. It's something about sneakers, but it's not entirely a sneaker, but rather it's an upgrade. So with that, intro. So alright, before we begin, I'd like to invite you guys to please do subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so that you guys can stay updated for all these kinds of uploads. 10, 10, 11, 11, 12, 12, 1, 1, all those kinds of uploads. So with that, that's all about what I actually found. Okay, so like what I mentioned in my performance review, this shoe right here, the Under Armour Lockdown 5, actually has horrible cushioning setup. And it's very lackluster. I thought that this was the perfect shoe to try it on with. I felt like the upgrade that I actually got from Lazada was the shoe. As in, ito yung perfect for me to upgrade in terms of the cushioning setup. So if you guys are familiar, you guys have probably watched Chris from Wear Testers make a short review on these guys, and it's actually the insoles that have zoom units on, you know, one full length, and this one has a separated heel and forefoot zoom units. And for the heck of it, I actually just tried, and yeah. So I tried both, and I tried both. Of course, I didn't try it separately. Na parang this is on the right and this is on the left. No, I tried each pair at a different time on the Under Armour Lockdown 5 because, like what I mentioned, that actually has very, you know, a really horrible cushioning setup, and we'll get into that later. Because before I actually start talking about my experience with these guys, I'd like to tell you guys a little bit more what are zoom units actually. So basically, zoom units, actually you can't call this a zoom unit because if you say zoom, that's actually Nikes. So basically, this cushion setup, or zoom, let's just call it zoom for the sake of it, this zoom setup just uses almost the same materials as the one that Nike has. So if you guys are wondering what exactly is zoom, so it's basically a unit where it's fibers, they're very tensed and pressurized so that when you put in the force, it doesn't break, but rather it absorbs the impact, absorbs the weight, and then when you let go of the weight, it redistributes force. So that's where you actually get that rebound feeling, the energy put back, gives you that a springy feeling. So that's what it does. So as you guys can see on that short clip, that's how zoom actually works. So basically, this is a cushioning setup that Nike has been using for quite some time, and honestly, it's one of the best, probably if not the best cushioning setup out there. And for me, honestly, it really is. Like, I love my sneakers when they have zoom, of course, because it just feels really great. So that's actually zoom. So with this one, I don't know what you call it, but it's a generic style. It's not entirely like the one that you guys can find on a Nike sneaker, but I actually purchased a wrong zoom unit a few months ago because I thought that this was it. So as you guys can see on the clip, fair warning, if you guys see that on Lazada, do not purchase that. Again, like what I said, these guys are supposed to go into the midsole in itself. It's not supposed to go inside the sneaker, but rather it's supposed to go inside the midsole right here. These guys though, you can just slip it into the sneaker and you're pretty much good to go. This one, you can't. You have to open up the sneaker for you to be able to put this in. This is a waste of money. So if you guys see this, don't buy it. For me, this is just for me to show you guys what zoom actually is, but I made a mistake on purchasing this. So if you guys see this, do not purchase this at all. Now, moving on to these guys right here, which is the zoom units. So we'll get into the separate first because this was the first one that I actually made a performance review on, or the ones that I actually put on first. So honestly, it feels really great. It feels like the forefoot feeling actually feels like the cushioning setup for the Converse G4 or the Paul George 3. That's how it actually feels, because I'm not much of a heel guy, so I don't really feel it here. Although I can feel a little bit of springiness, but I don't actually put weight on my heels, so I really, this doesn't really count. So this one is actually the one that counts. First, you need to break these guys in. Why? Because the Courier, the blue that you guys can see, that's actually very lousy EVA units. So you really need to break those guys in. It's a little bit hard and it's a little bit tense. But once you break them in, it's actually kind of soft. You know, it feels like a Havaiana slipper. It feels like, malambot siya. So yun, you just need to heat it up, I guess, just to break it in a little. And then at the same time, zoom units actually feel great on the Under Armour Lockdown 5. It actually made this crappy cushioning setup really better. Now, moving on to the better setup, which is the full-length unit right here. And what I like about this one is because it's equally distributed. The force when you put in the weight on your forefoot, it's equally distributed. Unlike that, it's so compact. So once you put in the weight, you only really feel it in a linear fashion. Like if I jump down, pataas lang yung mararamdaman ko, or if I'm moving forward, pa ganun lang. The full-length Zoom unit, what I feel with them is that once I put in the weight on the cushioning setup, it allows me to control where the bounce is actually gonna go. Whether I'm gonna go this way, whether I'm gonna go forward, or even sometimes if I wanna go to a step back, or even just go plain jump and get a rebound. So that's actually how it feels. So I would prefer these guys, and these guys require little break in time compared to that, because this one actually has more EVA compared to this one. Now, the only crappy thing that I don't like about both of these insoles is actually the sock liner. So the sock liner isn't that bad, but at the same time, isn't the same sock liner you guys would get from a standard Ortholite insole. This one right here on the Under Armour Lockdown 5 is actually better. If you guys can see on the clip that I'm gonna show you guys, there's a difference. You guys can see how shiny the two cushioning setups are compared to the plain one that you guys just get from the Under Armour Lockdown 5. So overall, I think it's a good buy. All you guys gotta do is get your Euro sizing for your sneakers and you're pretty much good to go. It's gonna make the shoe a little bit tighter than usual because it is a little bit more elevated than the standard ones that you guys do get from your standard insoles, as you guys can see right here. But I think it's worth it. I really think that this Lazada 1010 find is actually a good find. So anyways guys, if you guys are interested in copying these upgrades, all you guys gotta do is check out the links down in the description box, and you guys can just get the coupon from the store because they actually have free shipping. And yeah, so anyways, that pretty much takes care of it. If you guys like this video, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, and of course please do subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so that you guys can stay updated for all these kinds of uploads. And yeah, and with that, I'll see you guys on the next episode.